Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mr. Gregory Gray. Happy birthday to you.
Yo, G, we're finna sing happy birthday to you. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, G.
Happy birthday, G.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Greg. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Greg.
All right, man, here we go. Here we go. Help, baby. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. So, number one, Gina, you ain't here, but you was off key. I don't like it when it's off key, all right?
Oh God.
She was off key.
Gee, I don't sing,
She
so
was off key. She was off key. But that's what they did for me in 22, man, okay? It's 25 now, okay?
That was a long video. I made that video up. That was a long video.
Yeah. Shout out to you for doing that too, man. I know you but it wasn't even finished. We weren't even finished. I don't know what was at the end, but
it was all
I don't want that. But I just want everybody to say happy birthday. Give me the happy birthday. I want my flowers now. I just want my flowers now. I want them. Happy birthday, D Starks. We're giving you yours right now too. Anyway, 727, man. Let's get here, man. Okay, now Steve is a part of this. All right. Rachel Gary, she's come so far with her platform, with her journey, you know. But the length of time, the length of space that she's gone with her journey does not equal the amount of time. Okay, her time, it's been a short time. You know what I'm saying, Rachel? Because and why? Because Rachel, she asks questions and she implements a plan. I mean, she doesn't ask the question and then wait 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks and then start doing something else, right? Because then it's gone. But her journey has been a great journey and still continuing, but it hasn't taken that long. She has a radio show. She's mentoring a lot of people. She's got now her own television channel. She does a podcast. She has the CEO. It's a bunch of stuff. I can't even keep up with it no more. All right.
exactly.
But, we'll let her talk about it. But I really need to know your journey, Stephen, with this CEO mindset. Everybody say hello to my friend, my sister. All right. Y'all don't know the journey, okay? But I do. Miss Rachel Gary. What's going on?
Rachel.
Hello there, gentlemen, inductees, as well as Coach Steve. How are you guys doing today?
Man, we waited for this. We have to wait all damn week so that we can get first.
Okay. Catch me on Wednesday. I'm on Wake Up CEO, my radio show. And starting September 1st, you guys can catch me on CEO State of Mind on Roku, Fire Stick, Android, as well as Apple TV. Come on in the room.
Dang.
You don't have to miss out.
Accelerating to the flow.
Rachel, I just mentioned that, you know, the journey that you've been on, it's been a journey, but it's been a short, the time doesn't match the journey. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way that the CEO mindset that you have, okay? And if you can understand what I'm saying, people, when they say journey, they think of this long task, this long walk, all right? But you've had the journey mapped out, and you've made a long walk into a short moment. Okay, moments I should say. How do you do that? How do you stay intentional with that?
First, I want to say it doesn't seem that short to the person walking it. I want to start there. I want to start there. But a lot of it, and you alluded to it in the very beginning. I ask questions.
Right.
I ask questions. When I first decided that I wanted to start offering coaching and mentorship, I made phone calls to everybody who I knew, who was encouraging, who would tell me the truth. I called Greg. I called him on the phone. We talked for a couple of hours about what my plan was. And he asked me, am I ready? I told him I didn't know yet. I was getting started. I was just mapping it out. I did the same thing to my one of my 34-year friends, Cherie Sloan. I called her and said, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. What do you think? She said, you already been doing this. You've been doing this since you were a kid. Just go. And it was those words of encouragement, but also me being, first off, guys, I'm only an expert at growth, an expert at strategy. I'm not an expert at everything in life.
Thank you.
So when you don't know things, you ask. I call Mo. I ask Mo some questions about marketing because these are not things that are on my strong suit. Thank you very much. So I ask questions of everybody, and I encourage everyone to always be open. But how I made the transition from having a 9 to 5 to actually moving into owning my own TV station was being intentional about my moves, understanding when I was stumbling or fail, to still get back up, learn, ask questions, continue moving. I don't let things get me down. Mm-hmm. I stay very positive, and that's and the positivity comes from me. I always want to learn from a situation. I analyze when things go wrong, but I don't get stuck in that. That's a little bit of what we talked about in the CEO Mastermind on Tuesday about don't get stuck in evaluating. You gotta, something happened, figure out what took place, then correct, be strategic, and move forward.
Yeah, and a lot of people too. Also, this is a little bit off. People don't think, they say you got the book Poverty to Six Figures, okay? They say, are you really making 6 figures? Of course she is, okay? What's up, Amber? The thing is, when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have to talk about what you have in your pocket. You don't have to talk about your wealth, okay? Because the actions speak for themselves, all right? So you don't have to tell people, hey, I'm a millionaire and this and that, okay? You don't ever hear me talking about, well, I used to. Mo and Gina stopped me from doing that.
But, y'all had to get them, Mo.
You don't never hear me talk about how much money I
we
get.
Pull them off,
I don't. What'd you say, Mo?
Afterwards, we wouldn't do it live. We just, hey, bro. Afterwards, after the show, we're like,
chill out.
Yeah.
They told me. That ain't what they said. That ain't what they said. They said,
you had some cool shades on. What happened?
I had to take them off. It's on and off today,
Okay.
Been one of them days.
You did tell me that earlier. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, man, you looking super cool. I just wanted to see what happened. Sorry, guys.
Keep it going. Keep the cool going, okay? But I appreciate all of that with Mo and Gina because it's this whole journey has made me a different person, all right? Because again, we show as entrepreneurs, we show that we and you made a point a second ago, Rachel, and I say it all the time. Mo says it. I can only tell you what I've been through. I can only give you the benefit of what I went through to get to where I'm at.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you that it's going to work for you, though. You know what I'm saying? But you're doing something right now as a leadership coach with the CEO mindset. Okay, Steve is a part of that. Amber, she just checked in and said, "Hey, family. Okay, what's going on, Amber?"
Amber.
You're changing, and Steve, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You're changing their thought patterns to become to live through poverty to 6 figures. I mean, Steve, am I correct?
Definitely, you are correct, and just like she said earlier, it is a team effort,
Absolutely.
and today I felt that more than anything because it was a it was a task I needed completed,
Mm.
and I put something down, and part of the team helped me, and it was all it ran through.
Talk about that.
So I mean, it is definitely a team effort, and like she said, when you fall or you stumble, we spoke on it Tuesday.
Mm.
You see where you fell or you stumbled or you got the little cross up, and you get up and you move on
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
and you move on. So
And
and I'll say over the small amount of time, oh definitely it has changed my thought pattern.
There you go.
thank you, Steve.
So
I mean, what I would say is that what I tell everyone about hashtag poverty to six figures, and this is I said and I say this often, but I also spoke about it on Tuesday, is that everyone, and Steve just spoke about it right before I came on, that everyone's motion is not going to be the same. Everyone is going to move at the speed of self. Not the
Mm-hmm.
speed of Rachel, not the speed of Steve, not the speed of Mo, not the speed of Greg. Each of us are going to move at our own speed, but we all have a plan on which we're walking. It doesn't mean that. And what I told them is that if you have one task you have to do this week, break that out into 7 days.
to 7 days.
Ah.
Because then that way you don't feel overwhelmed. Because I'm a firm believer, and I told each of them when we had our one-on-one that there's no overwhelm and there's no burnout. This 10-week plan is supposed to be where you simply walk through those steps, simply make those calls, simply grow. And when Steve dropped in the chat that he needed a logo, if you don't mind me saying that, Steve, I'm sorry about that. That's your personal
I
business.
don't,
I apologize about
pure
that.
transparency, right?
Yep.
Transparency.
So that's how we
Transparency.
all see Mastermind. We are about truth to transparency. Speaking how we feel, what we're going through, and making sure that we're working together. And I'm telling you, it's been awesome. But when Steve dropped in the chat that he needed a logo, less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he called me, him and I was on the phone. Before our phone conversation ended, he had to get off the phone with me because someone had already said, "What do you need? A logo? Give me your information." He got the information. 15 minutes later, she gave him 3 versions of that logo.
That's what's up.
Because the reason for a mastermind, guys, I want to make sure I explain. A mastermind is about a group of individuals who each individual has their strengths, but as a whole, you become wealth is not a solo sport. That is the reason why I started a CEO mastermind, because each of them have a skill that the other one does not. And as a group, a collective, this is not going to just be the 10 weeks where they get some financial freedom, some financial leverage. They're going to be able to go legitimately from 6 figures to beyond, because there are a group of individuals who are all pushing them towards that. Mm-hmm. They're pushing themselves and each other towards that goal, holding each other accountable. As I said in the chat, you drop it in the chat. When you need accountability, ask for it. We're here for that. Dr. Stevens, she's another person from the CEO mastermind. She dropped in the chat that she needed help with something immediately. Not only did she get help, they gave her a video so she could be able to do it. So it wasn't just, okay, let me walk you through. It was like, okay, here's a video on how to do it simply. She said, I will pay. It was like, this is nothing. Video. And we don't believe in free. So what he said is, I'm investing in because I believe in what you're going. We invest. We don't give anything away. We're investing in you for your future growth. That is how these are the conversations you have. And this is how people go from being broke to being wealthy. It's the mind shift that is necessary. And that's what we're doing in the CEO Mastermind.
That's what's up. Now, a lot of people, I don't know how the people in the mastermind classes are thinking, but, when people put it out there that I can get you from this point to that point, people expect it at the end of the lesson, they're at that point. if you don't put the work in, you're not going to be at that point. But you're not guaranteeing anybody that at the end you're going to be a millionaire. You're guaranteeing that, hey, at the end you're going to have the mindset to be able to get to the financial freedom that you need.
And so everybody has a financial goal in which they were looking for, and we started there because until you can't go from 0 to 100. It's 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. So in 10 weeks, they will reach a financial goal that they set because the plan was constructed in a way to give them that information, get them to where they wanted to go. So everyone has a plan. And like Amber dropped in there about her exquisite lock. She's not a loctician anymore. She has an exquisite experience. Just wait for the videos. She's gonna be doing awesome things. But all of that starts with you saying yes to you, and you start moving incrementally forward, not giant leaps. Because I didn't take giant leaps for this last year and a half. I took incremental steps. I incrementally got better at speaking. I incrementally got better at marketing. I incrementally got better at being my authentic self when I'm on camera and when I'm doing videos. I learned something new. What was that? A week ago, I was saying Steve Selah, another coach from the CEO Mastermind, he gave me a tip. I did the tip immediately, sent him a video of this is what I implemented, because if you're not open to learning, you're closed to everything.
But Rachel, your incrementals are not like everybody else's incrementals, okay?
And they're not going to be. They're not going to be.
I understand that. I understand.
Because I think I also have 20 years of leadership experience working with a lot of Fortune 300 to 400 companies. Their business structures within those companies are stellar. The reason why they're Fortune 300 and 400 companies, because they have a stellar process. I, in my leadership journey, was able to be made privy to that process. So when people give me pieces of information, I plug that right into what I've been learning for 20 years. Yeah,
no, I get that. But when I didn't say it to be funny. I said it because, again, when I talked about the journeys are long journeys. Okay, you're still going on your journey, but absolutely, your steps were small, were this big. Okay, and they were small steps that were full of learning, full of information. And you took that step, then you take another step. You got even more information that could assist that first step. And then your steps, each of your steps are assisting each step to make it better. You know, and that's the mindset. You know, like I said, I've been knowing Rachel forever. Okay,
steps of process,
like old socks. I've been knowing Rachel like
well,
old.
You know, just like this is so genuine, because you think about it. If you continue to learn, you're gonna grow. And,
right.
And that is what's so genuine about what you do, sis. I mean, you tell them, hey, you can be the CEO, and you got backing, you got backup, and we're not gonna let you fall down unless you want to fall down. Right. So we're gonna bring whatever's in you out. That's what I dig about what you're doing.
And the other thing too, man, is that with what Rachel's doing is it's not like it's hasn't been done. It just hasn't been done like she's doing it. Okay.
Exactly.
And the thing is, the learning process keeps you young too. You know what I mean? It stimulates your brain. The more you learn, the more you're intaking, it keeps you young. All right. You're always going to want to do something. And what Rachel's doing right now is making sure that everyone's brains, not just that class, but every time she comes on here, every time she comes on the radio, every time she comes on social media, she's stimulating everybody's brain. Okay. Y'all don't know her like I know her, but she got this certain look. When Rachel get into Rachel, you tell me if I'm lying. When Rachel get into this mode, this teaching mode, her face changes. Y'all got to notice that, Stephen. Okay, her face changes. Okay, it ain't the smiles, right? It ain't the smiles. It ain't the dimples. Rachel could get into this mode, and she can't be stopped. Okay, because that's when you know anybody that gets into that. Even when you're talking, when I'm talking, that's when you definitely put them gizmos out and start learning, man. Okay, because these are words that you need to hear. All right, I've learned so much from. I haven't told her that, but I learned so much from Rachel. All right, like I said, I've been knowing Rachel Like I know Rachel, like I know each pair of my gym shoes. Okay, and
You got a lot of gym shoes, Greg.
I know them well. Okay, but I know Rachel like that. Okay, and I'm telling y'all, anybody that skimps on learning something from her, shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. All right, because
and that's why I'm sitting back trying to learn, and that's why I'm paying attention carefully.
I'm not souping her up. She knows what I mean. Look, we talk about this when we do have the conversation when I answer the phone. Okay, when we do have
Thank you for saying that.
when we have these conversations, we say I'll put it like this. Yeah, I'm sitting up now. We say goodbye. I'll talk to you later, maybe 15 minutes into the conversation. But we don't get off the phone until about an hour.
Another hour and a half later. It happens every time. Every time we talk, because what we originally called each other for, we say in that 15 minutes. But then afterwards, what happened is that he'll say something or I'll say something, which now sparks the learning part of the conversation. There it is. Because what we intentionally called for, we've already got the resolution to that. Yep. Like him and I, so he's going to be doing a show on CSM. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about that. We were done with that in like 15 minutes. But then we ventured on to other things, other ideas that I have for other shows. And then he was like, oh, yeah, we could do this. And then we went down that path. And I wrote all that stuff down. Now, for Greg, for me, I take notes. I got notes everywhere. There's notes everywhere. I take notes on everything. I have a notepad in my book bag. I have a notepad in my car. I have notepads everywhere. And I always take notes, and I read them before the end of the night. So I don't take notes with the intention just to get that information. If it's some information I want to implement, I add it to my board, and then I know that this is the stuff I want to implement immediately. So I have a process for myself. And those are steps I learned very early on. If I'm looking to accomplish something, you have to set yourself up for success.
Exactly.
And that's how you make moves. You make moves you make monumental moves in small steps.
Yep. There it goes.
And a lot of it just came from me saying yes to me, Greg. Honestly, when I'm gonna give a quick, Greg asked me to do the show. I was like, man, I stuttered too bad for the show. He's like, come on the show. I said yes. I was sitting there sweating bullets. I wiped myself off. Okay, let's go. Then someone else asked me to come on their show. I was like, okay, I can do it. Did one show, I can do another show. So I said yes. Then then someone asked me to go to an event. I went to the event. Speaking live, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. You can do this. You've done this before. You talk to people all the time. So I said yes. But a lot of those yeses equaled something bigger. Because from those conversations, that's how I got invited to be on my radio Chicago with Shy Blizz. Then from there, that's how I got invited to a couple of events, podcasts, shows, book launch events, my book launch event. A lot of those things transpired from those yeses. Sometimes I'm a firm believer in what I'm going to say next. You have to learn to say yes to things that are going to move you forward and say no to things that are holding you back.
Come on, man. Say that again, please.
That is important because sometimes if you say yes to something, you have to say no to something else. So if you're saying no to if you're saying yes to shenanigans, you have to say no to progress.
Ooh, Mo.
Yes.
Ooh.
I hear you.
Come on. Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, there's you can't have both ways.
Did y'all see the smile gone?
This guy.
Did y'all see that?
And see, Rachel, you got me listening to the motivational speaks when I wake up and when I go to sleep. And I heard a word out of one of them, and it then stuck with me so much. And they say everybody's self-made, but only successful people say it.
There it is. There it is. Look, I love that statement because it's true.
Yeah, it's so true. Because ain't nobody gonna say I made myself into shit. When they have,
and we are a product of our choices.
We are. Yes.
We just are. It doesn't matter what you believe. Steve right now it has a mission to be the face of epilepsy, being an epileptic who has seizures often, but he is determined that he is going to do it.
Oh yeah.
So so it's going to happen because his determination and his execution. Like he was asking for a logo. Before the logo, him asking for a logo, he had me read it. I'm going to be honest. I'm in my car like, hold on, I gotta pull over. So to read his plan. I'm not talking about a little plan. He had two different forms of a plan. Plan of that he's gonna speak to people about, then a plan that he's gonna speak to corporations about. Guys, that is when you are moving in your purpose. And you're moving diligently in your purpose. He's making small steps. He had a headache today. He might not talk about it. He was not feeling good all day.
All right,
all day. All day he hasn't been feeling good. But all day, how do I know he wasn't feeling good? Because he was in the chat, dropping information in the chat about him not feeling good. But he was going to continue moving forward. Bruce was up until 8 o'clock this morning doing stuff. He set up his whole business, dropped in the chat his logo, because they're determined to move forward. And that determination with a plan, because the reason why I gave a plan is because that's what I was looking for when I was looking to determine to make a change. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what to do. I knew I knew that I had to get better at where I was, but I didn't have a plan to help me. So the biggest thing I wanted to make sure I offered out is a plan of action. That was the biggest thing.
That's what's up, right?
That's the biggest thing. It's huge to me. I have 20 questions, the 20 question questionnaire. It's like about 14, 15 questions, but I added a couple because of the mastermind team. They told me a couple things within my one-on-one that I said, okay, I'm gonna add this. They didn't ask me to add it, but I added it because I noticed that it was missing something. It's 20 questions. These 20 questions, I come up with a whole plan. We talk about it together and we start walking towards it. Financial success has a footprint. We have to walk in a footprint and then make a bigger footprint on top of it, because now we're taking that information, utilizing our life skills and making something bigger.
Rachel, that's real. Anyway,
I got you.
That's real.
You're supposed to get that in. You're supposed to get that in.
Real tea. Real tea.
Bring that real tea in.
I ain't got to say tea. Just make sure everybody knows that's real. Anyway, Rachel, thank you for coming through, hanging out with us, man. Every single Thursday.
Thank you as usual for having me.
You guys got to come through and listen to this. It gets more intense every week. It gets better and better. We get more information and knowledge every single week. So if you don't tune in, you're going to miss it, okay? But you can go back and check out the progression of the shows, all right? Steve, what you got, bro?
Hey, just check it out. Get them CEO nuggets. Check her out on Wake Up CEO, because she letting you know. Rachel L. Gary.
There you go, Mo.
Man, she giving you them nuggets one at a time, and tuning in every Thursday, you might be able to put a plan together. Keep tuning in, and you might get that blueprint or those footprints, as she say. You get that blueprint ready, going on. Shoot, man.
Are y'all
Just
ready?
keep tuning in, and you mess around and end up in one of them classes.
Mo, you ready, man?
I'm good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Use.
All right, Rachel, let's go.
CEOs, whenever you're looking to make a change or make a difference in your life, start with being the best version of you. Get assistance if needed. Be open to asking questions. A closed mind does not grow. And until next week, right here on Dope Living TV with the Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness that we all know lies within who? You. See you next week, right here with the National Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees and Coach Steve.
Hey, Rachel, I didn't tell you that I went to the casino. I told these guys, I went to the casino, walked in there, and this Chinese guy come up to me and say, "Congratulations on winning the National Black Radio Hall of Fame." I'm looking at him like, excuse me, congratulations. I watch your show all the time. You're famous. Congratulations for. And I said, okay, fine. So I told these guys, I said, on some, and then he asked me, could I take pictures with him and his wife? Some Chinese shop somewhere, my picture on the wall with him and his wife. So
that's on Broadway at the wig shop on 8th and Broadway.
Broadway.
At the wig shop on 8th and Broadway. You can get this profile right here.
Right
Wow,
there.
yo.
Broadway.
It was so funny, but hey, man, that's all we do. That's Dope Living TV Live for the week, man. We get fed and we digest this food. Okay, thank you, Rachel, for giving us this entrepreneurial food. We appreciate them nuggets. All right.
Thank this.
Thank you.
What's
Thank
up?
you.
All right, so this is Dope Living TV Live, man. We're gonna make some moves this weekend. All right, and we're gonna let you guys know about them next week. All right. Dope Living
All
TV. We'll see you guys. Peace.
Peace.